Back here at home, voters across the state cast their votes yesterday for our local elections. Turnout was not as expected, big as it was expected to be in 2020. So exactly how did it measure up?
Let's find out. Secretary of the State Denise Merrill joining us once again from her office for a recap of election night. Hi, Secretary Merrill.
Hi there.
How was turnout last night? Obviously not as big as a presidential election. Was it okay, though?
Yeah, actually, surprisingly, very strong in some towns like Guilford, where there was a serious race. Stamford, for example, but very low in some of the towns that had less serious contests, and that's pretty typical.
You know, it seemed elections went pretty smoothly from what we witnessed, but there was a snag with the state's election reporting system. Usually you have those results scrolling at your website. I know I kept checking them, and they weren't anywhere to be found. There was a technical issue. Tell us what happened there.
Well, basically, the data was never in question. The data was all with us and stored and secure. It's just the public couldn't see it. We could see it, but the public could not. So what we did is we made alternate arrangements. And I always like to tell people, many of the towns had still not reported yet. You're right. It kind of scrolls through as it comes in. It is back up and running, has been for several hours now. And more towns are reporting in. So feel free to go back to the website, and it's all up and running. We don't know, how computers are. Who knows what happened, but it was a small thing in the end.
One of the races that we were watching really closely statewide was the mayor's race in West Haven. That ended up going to a recount. Can you kind of explain what happens in that particular situation? Is your office involved in that at all?
We are somewhat involved in overseeing and making sure all the laws that are very complicated and precise when it comes to a recount. So not everyone can just get a recount anytime they think they need one. It has to be a margin of within 0.5% overall of the total vote, which this is in West Haven. It is that narrow, a victory at this point for Nancy Rossi. So they will begin the recount on Sunday. They have about a week to get it done. And so they should be back to whatever it is, whatever the count is by Wednesday or Thursday of next week. It is done by the local officials. It is overseen by people from both parties, from both branches, and we are on hand to make sure that all the laws regarding exactly how you do these recounts are being followed.
All right, a big day in our state. Secretary of the State Denise Merrill, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.